Hey everybody, how we doing on this Wednesday, July 6th. So yesterday, if you watched or listened to the podcast, if that's you, thank you for doing that. Lydia and I were talking about how it felt like Monday yesterday. Well, today feels like a Tuesday, and I keep wanting to say that today is Tuesday when it's really Wednesday. Don't you guys feel like that? It feels like Tuesday? I don't know. Maybe that's just us, but that shorter work week will get to you. All right, it is 7:58. I'm early today. You guys should be like, woohoo, go say. All right, let's get you caught up first right away on some breaking news that we were following this morning. So at 11 o'clock last night, police responded and police arrested a man who had an open warrant, and he tried getting away on his bike as well. So that chase ended. They tried chasing this guy at the intersection of 18th Avenue South and 42nd Street South. So again, this is right by Ravenous Park. It's happened at around 11 o'clock last night. But again, if you're just tuning in here, police arrested a man who had an open warrant after he tried basically running away, right? So we did have our news crew there, only news crew on scene this morning, and we saw police kind of checking out the bike that this man was on. So an eyewitness, we actually spoke with that person, and that person said that police were following this man who was on the bike for a few blocks before he tried to get off the bike and run away. And then that man was tackled by a police officer with Fargo, and then loaded into the back of the squad car, of course. So right now, our questions are, who is this man? What charges is he going to be facing? And we do have an email to them right now to figure out the answer to that. So once we have that answer, we'll definitely bring that to you in our evening newscast. But yeah, some local breaking news out of Fargo this morning. Man with an open warrant arrested after he tried to run away. Okay, also, urgent warning right now, North Dakota state troopers are asking for your help to find this man who escaped from a state prison in Bismarck. So they're looking for 35-year-old David Korn. He has red hair, brown eyes, about 6 feet tall, weighing in about 370 pounds. According to troopers, he walked out of the Missouri River Correctional Center at around 6:15 yesterday morning. So we are still trying to figure out what clothes he might have been wearing when he left. We don't have that answer for you quite yet. If you know where he might be, or you have any sort of information regarding David Korn and his escape out of this state prison in Bismarck, you can call North Dakota State Radio. Their number is 701-328-9921. Okay, and we also, you guys might already be familiar with this, but a man who was convicted of killing 4 people at a Mandan property management company is now asking for a new trial, and actually is demanding that. We're talking about 48-year-old Chad Isaac. He was, he fatally shot, at least police are saying that he fatally shot and stabbed the victims back in 2019 at that property management company. So Isaac's attorneys are saying that he was kept out of the courtroom during parts of the jury selection. They're also claiming the court held pretrial conferences off the record and then sealed these public documents. He's still saying that he's innocent, or at least Chad Isaac is, and his defense attorneys are arguing that investigators didn't look into any other potential suspects for this case. So we will stay on top of this for you. We'll let you know if Chad Isaac is granted a new trial. Okay, farmers in Minnesota, listen up, because today is the last day that you can apply for drought relief payments. You can get payments of up to $7,500. So this is all part of the 2021 drought relief program. First News has been talking about this extensively for a long time now, but it's for livestock and specialty crop producers. So you can apply right now. Today's your last day. Again, if you know any farmers, you're going to want to get this word out to them in Minnesota. So that drought happened June 1st of 2021 to May 23rd of 2022. Applications that are completed online have to be submitted by 5 p.m. today. Mailed applications need to be postmarked by today. So if you're interested in applying, you can go to this website. It's kind of a long one, so bear with me. mda.state.mn.us/drought relief. Yeah. Okay. Fufeng plant in Grand Forks. Anyone who's watching, listening in Grand Forks, you guys know how big of a how big of a thing this is, right? This is an issue that's been, gosh, talked about for so long now, you know, with petitions and whatnot. But we learned that a federal lawyer who's working with the city of Grand Forks is saying that the U.S. government group that looks into foreign business investments is now looking into Fufeng over national security concerns. So that lawyer is saying Fufeng should voluntarily submit real estate transactions to the Committee on Foreign Investments. So after the committee's 30-day review, Fufeng could then, you know, share that information with the city. That lawyer, though, is saying it's likely that the committee will find that this project is not in its jurisdiction. So, of course, Fufeng is something that we've been staying on top of for, gosh, I want to say about a year. That's what it feels like. So we'll definitely stay on top of this for you because I know how important it is for all of you living in Grand Forks. Also, sticking in Grand Forks, if you're a parent and you have a kid as young as 6 months old, you can get them vaccinated against COVID. So you can take your children to Grand Forks Public Health on 4th Street South, as you guys would know. Appointments are offered every Tuesday through Friday. It's free, you don't need insurance, and you can book an appointment on ndvax.org, or you can always just call Grand Forks Public Health. I just wanted to let you know about that. Okay, also, homeowners of North Dakota, this one's for you. If you're a little bit tight on money when it comes to, you know, paying off your bills, you can apply for some help just for that reason. So it's called, there's a new program called the new North Dakota Help for Homeowners program. It's being funded by the State Department of Human Services, and it's going to offer some help to these homeowners. Again, you know, paying off things like mortgages, utilities, any other housing related costs, which is really neat. So all you have to do is apply, and you can go to applyforhelp.nd.gov. Minnesota does have a similar program that we have reported on previously multiple times. That program is also extended, so that one will now be at 5 p.m. on August 17th is the deadline for Minnesota. Okay, a pilot agreement for this project to replace the current existing, you know, UND Memorial Stadium that's kind of been talked about since, 2020, has now been approved for the Grand Forks City Council. So they just approved a 90% 20-year payment in lieu of taxes for this development of this new proposed Memorial Village. That project is going to include a 5-story building. Athletic department is going to be on the first floor. Second floor is going to be like film and meeting rooms, which is really cool. And then rental apartments too, some housing going from the 2nd to the 5th floor, which is really neat. That's expected to cost around $40 million. So we'll keep following this for you, and we'll let you know of any updates and kind of the process of the development. Okay. There's a new private school coming to Fargo, and we do know where that's going to be located now. So it's called Capstone Classical Academy. It's going to be built on 18 acres of land at the corner of 43rd Street and 64th Avenue South. So a construction company based out of Indiana is going to be the ones responsible for designing that school, and then Gertz Construction in Fargo will actually build that school. Work should wrap up, though, in fall of 2025. So we got a long ways to go, but people, or at least students who are in grades pre-K through 6th grade, they can still go to school because it is opening up this fall. It's just going to be at a temporary location until construction is finished at their new private school location. So the the temporary location, is at the former United Methodist Church, which is on 25th Street South. Okay, we also wanted to let you know that Youthworks of North Dakota's Grand Forks shelter, they need to find a new location to go to. They have until August 1st to do that, find a new building, or they will be forced to close down. So if you're not familiar with Youthworks, it's a program that helps runaway, trafficked, and struggling youth in the state. And the reason why it says that it needs to move is because its shelters can't have attendant care and custodial children in the same building. So if it can't find a new location, that means, you know, the county would have to take over the attendant program at the current shelter. Youthworks would still be able to operate in their office in Grand Forks. So we'll stay on top of this for you as well and let you know what happens with that. Okay, let's talk more on a national level of things. Still a really big talker. Today, the man who opened fire at the 4th of July parade in Illinois, killing 7 people, hurting dozens more. He's expected to make his first court appearance. We're talking about 21-year-old Robert Cremo III. He's facing 7 counts of first-degree murder. If he's convicted, he could be sentenced to life in prison without parole. We also know that prosecutors asked the judge to deny bail. He is believed to have planned this attack for weeks, and we also learned that the rifle he used does appear to have been purchased legally in Illinois. So we'll let you know what happens with that. Also, Google is saying that it will soon automatically delete location history records that show whether a person has visited some sort of abortion clinic or a fertility center. And the company is saying that this is just to help users protect their privacy when they visit such places, to help with their medical situation, healthcare decisions. Google already does have something very similar in place, but the company is now shifting that to make that the default setting when it comes to personal types of medical locations. So I wanted to let you know about that. And also a federal sentencing hearing is now set for the former Minneapolis police officer convicted in the murder of George Floyd. We're talking about Derek Chauvin. He will face a federal judge to learn his fate tomorrow afternoon. He did plead guilty to charges of violating Floyd's civil rights as part of a plea agreement. He is already serving a 22-and-a-half-year sentence in state prison for killing him. The prosecutors are asking for a 25-year prison sentence for Chauvin. So without a plea deal, he could have faced life in prison, but we'll, of course, stay on top of that for you and let you know what happens as well. Lastly, we want to let you know President Joe Biden could be rolling back on certain tariffs when it comes to Chinese consumer goods. So obviously, inflation is crazy, and the president has kind of been looking for ways to combat that, to tackle it, and he's been meeting with senior advisors over the past several weeks to kind of come up with a solution. So right now the administration is trying to figure out, okay, do we want to ease the price pressures or keep the pressure on China? It's kind of the question, but we do know that Biden is expected to talk with the Chinese president, but we don't know when that's going to be taking place, so we'll work on finding that for you as well. All right, we got Hot Mic with Dom Izzo, 9 to 11, WDAY Xtra, InForum.com, but you already knew that. Dom, anything special you're talking about today?
Lots of good stuff.
Lots of good stuff.
Dick Raymer's on today, I'm big with the Twins.
Oh, right, yeah, the voice of the Twins. So Dick Raymer will be on. Of course, it's a Wednesday, so I should have known that. But Dom always has lots of great guests on, lots of great things to talk about. If you're a sports junkie like Dom is, you should definitely go join him on his show, 9 to 11, WDAY Xtra, and InForum.com. And on InForum.com right now, there's a change. I wanted to let you know about this. So for a long time now, it seems like InForum has been offering these deals where I say, okay, you can go to this website and then you can get it for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months. Well, that changed. So it's now $2 a month for your first 3 months when you subscribe to the membership. All you have to do is go on inforum.com/subscribe. You can now get your first 3 months for $2 a month of unlimited access. So wanted to let you know about that offer now, that little change. And yeah, we do have news from 4, 5, 6, and 10. So make sure you go join everyone on Evening Newscast. Of course, we'll have lots of updates on stories I just told you about, news stories that you haven't even heard of yet. So yeah, and then we'll be back here tomorrow morning from 5 to 7. So hope you can join us. Everyone stay cool. It's going to be kind of a muggy day out today, and there is a risk for some storms moving in, so make sure you tune in to WDAY and have that storm tracker weather app handy. All right, everybody, have a good day. Bye.